Your height is not a random number. It is a biological contract your body signed before you were born, and it quietly governs how fast you age, how long your joints will hold, and exactly how much authority people hand you the moment you enter a room. Whether you are 5 feet 2 inches and watching people look straight past you, or 6 feet 5 inches and ducking through every doorway on the planet, your skeleton is running on a very specific set of rules. Today, we are breaking down the hidden psychology and the real longevity science behind every height bracket. Let's start at the bottom of the scale and work our way up. If you are 5 feet 2 inches or shorter, your daily life is being quietly shaped by something behavioral researchers call the underestimation effect. Walk into any room and within seconds, people's brains have already filed you under non-threatening. That sounds like a disadvantage. It is actually one of the most powerful social positions a person can occupy. When someone doesn't register you as competition, their defenses drop. They speak more openly around you. They confide in you. They stop performing. While taller people are constantly locked in a silent dominance contest at every meeting and every social event, you are getting the unfiltered version of everyone in the room. That is intelligence. That is leverage. Most people never realize they're handing it to you. On the biological side, a compact frame is a long life machine. Your heart does not have to fight gravity nearly as hard to circulate blood from head to toe. Everything is closer together, which means your cardiovascular system operates under far less mechanical strain. Cellular research into aging consistently shows that smaller body mass is linked to lower cellular turnover rates. Your cells simply do not burn out as fast. Your immune system stays more resilient over time. You are not built for power output. You are built for endurance. And in the game of lifespan, endurance wins. Mechanically, your joints are operating at a significant advantage. Short limbs mean short levers. When you lift something heavy, the force your muscles need to generate is much smaller than what a tall person requires for the exact same task. The orthopedic wear on your knees, hips, and lower back accumulates far more slowly. The research on joint health across the decades points clearly in your direction. Your winning move in any room is to master the contrast. When someone physically small speaks with complete calm and precise certainty, it creates a psychological jolt. It shatters the assumption people walked in with. That gap between expectation and reality is where your authority lives. Short sentences, direct eye contact, no apology in your voice. That combination is more commanding than any amount of physical height. Now move up into the 5 feet 3 inches to 5 feet 6 inches range. Behavioral scientists describe this bracket as the negotiation zone, and the name is earned. You do not immediately read as small, but you do not trigger the automatic deference people give to the very tall. Your height is neutral enough that your personality is the deciding factor in every social equation. That is actually a harder path in the short term and a much stronger foundation in the long term. People in this range are perceived as approachable and competent at the same time, which is a rare combination. Leadership research shows that this height bracket produces some of the most durable leaders over time precisely because they cannot rely on physical presence to carry the room. They have had to develop real communication skills, real emotional intelligence, and real strategic thinking. When your body does not intimidate people into following you, you learn how to earn it. That skill set does not expire. Biologically, this is the efficiency sweet spot. Your muscles and your skeleton work together at a ratio where neither one is overloaded. You can move quickly, generate force, and recover fast without the caloric overhead of a large frame. Longitudinal studies on joint health show that people in this range experience significantly lower rates of spinal compression and cartilage wear over the course of a lifetime. Your chassis is designed for consistent, long-haul performance. Your strategy is to own the consistency angle. People in this range are not judged on a first impression of their body. They are judged on their follow-through. Show up the same way every single time. Keep your shoulders back. Speak without rushing. That steady, grounded energy builds a level of trust that a first impression advantage never creates. If you land between 5 feet 7 inches and 5 feet 10 inches, you are operating in the neutral zone. This is the median range of the modern human body, and the entire built world was essentially designed around your dimensions. The countertop in your kitchen, the legroom in your car, the height of a standard office chair. None of that was accidental. Your skeleton fits the infrastructure of daily life almost perfectly, and that ergonomic ease has a real cumulative effect on your body over decades. The psychological neutrality that comes with this range is its defining feature. People do not form strong assumptions about you based on your size alone. That means you get evaluated almost entirely on your behavior, which is both the opportunity and the challenge. Workplace studies confirm that people in this height band are judged more consistently on actual performance than people at either extreme. You have fewer stereotypes working against you, but you also have fewer working for you. This means your differentiator has to be your decision-making speed and your emotional steadiness. When everyone else is waiting to see how a situation unfolds, you are already 2 steps in. That is the move. Average height only becomes invisible when the person wearing it is also average. When you are sharp and composed, people feel naturally comfortable following your lead without fully understanding why. Step into the 5 feet 11 inches to 6 feet 2 inches bracket and something shifts. You cross the threshold that evolutionary psychologists call the expectation amplifier. The human brain has a deeply wired response to bodies in this range. It associates this size with capability and health. Before you have said a single word, people are leaning toward trusting you. Research on executive leadership shows a significant concentration of this height range among people who reach the top of their fields. The halo effect kicks in the moment you enter the room, but the tax on this advantage is real. Because you are given authority on credit, any hesitation or inconsistency you show gets penalized harder than it would for someone shorter. Psychological studies call this cognitive dissonance. The gap between a tall, physically commanding frame and anxious or indecisive behavior creates an uncomfortable friction in people's minds. They trusted the packaging, and the product did not match. That breach of expectation costs you more credibility faster than it would cost someone without your built-in advantage. Biologically, your body is a high-maintenance system. Your heart is pumping blood over a much greater vertical distance. Your daily caloric and nutrient needs are higher to sustain your bone density and muscle mass. Your longer limbs mean that every lift, every stride, every movement requires more muscular force than a shorter person performing the same action. You are a powerful machine, but powerful machines require more upkeep. Your job is to make sure your inner behavior matches your outer presence. You already have the room's attention. The only thing left to do is stay calm, stay decisive, and let people feel that their trust in you was justified. Between 6 feet 3 inches and 6 feet 5 inches, your body does something purely instinctual to the people around you. The primitive part of the human brain calculates the cost of conflict before a single word is spoken. At your size, that calculation almost always lands on the side of de-escalation. People challenge you less. Negotiations bend more easily in your favor. Social friction that other people have to actively manage tends to dissolve around you automatically. That is a structural advantage in any environment that involves persuasion or authority. The cost is your approachability. At this height, a neutral expression reads as cold or aggressive to a room full of people who do not know you yet. You do not need to perform dominance. Your skeleton handles that entirely on its own. What you need to actively practice is warmth. Open body language, a calm tone of voice, a deliberate smile. Every social interaction requires you to put your foot on the brake of intensity before you can connect with people. When you master that, the combination of your natural authority and your earned warmth makes you almost impossible to ignore in the best possible way. Biologically, your joints are under significant daily stress. Long limbs function like long levers, and long levers place intense torque on the anchor points. Your knees, your lower back, and your hips are absorbing mechanical force with every step that shorter people simply never accumulate. Core strength and consistent mobility work are not optional for you. They are the difference between moving freely in your 60s and grinding to a halt. If you are 6 feet 6 inches or taller, you belong to a category the human brain treats the same way it treats any rare thing. It stares. It speculates. It assigns meaning before the facts are in. You do not get the luxury of going unnoticed. The room is always aware of you, which is exhausting, but it is also a platform that no other height bracket has access to by default. If you stay grounded and composed, Your ability to hold people's attention and shape a room's energy is higher than anyone else's in it. The biological reality at this height is significant. The modern world was not built for you. Your cardiovascular system is working at the outer edge of its intended range every day. Joint maintenance requires the kind of deliberate attention most people never have to think about. Posture is not optional. A minor postural deviation that would be inconsequential on a shorter frame becomes a structural problem on yours. You have to be the most intentional person in the room about how you carry your body. Here is what every height bracket has in common. None of them come with a guarantee. The short person who masters their presence outlasts the tall person who wastes their advantage. The average person who moves with precision and clarity commands more loyalty than someone twice their size who moves with doubt. Your height sets the starting conditions. It does not write the ending. Every measurement on this spectrum comes with specific tools and specific trade-offs. The only question is whether you understand the blueprint you were given well enough to use it. Drop your height in the comments and tell me exactly how it shows up in your daily life. I read every one of them. Take care of that body, and I will see you in the next one.